Hi folks, if you're joining me for this optional demo, then you probably want to go ahead and set up a new self-hosted agent for your Azure DevOps organization. Now this is an optional demo because you don't have to use your own self-hosted agent if you actually have one provided for you by Microsoft. So just to quickly recap what I mean by that, make sure you go ahead and log into your Azure DevOps organization. If you've forgotten the URL, you can use the aex.dev.azure.com link, and that'll show you all the organizations you've got access to. But once you've got access to your own organization, then we want to go down on the left-hand side and choose Organization Settings. Now, if we scroll down here and we take a look at the Parallel Jobs section here, if you don't currently see the free tier listed here, and you don't actually see one parallel job up to 1,800 minutes a month listed here, then you currently don't have the free tier. If you would like the free tier, be sure to check out the earlier demonstration where we set up the organization and you can take a look at the form to request free tier access. Okay, so if you don't have that free tier, or if for whatever reason you just want to set up your own self-hosted agent, then that's what you can do within this demo. Now we're going to set up that self-hosted agent to help us out to perform pipelines operations in future demos. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get started. What I'm going to do is on the left-hand side, I'm going to browse into the agent pool section, and you'll see what we want to do is we want to add an agent to this section here up the top underneath agents. So you'll see right now, I don't have any agents configured, and if you've got your own brand new Azure DevOps organization, you won't see anything here either. Now what you can choose to do is click on the new agent option, and you can just follow the steps that Microsoft provides for you. But to help simplify this and get you up and running much quicker, I've actually set up a template for you that you can just click on and go ahead and deploy. But before we do that, there is one thing that we will need. So you can close that down, click on your icon at the top right here, and navigate into Security. Now, just for the process of actually setting up a virtual machine to be an agent, we will need to create what's referred to as a personal access token. We're not going to dive too deep into these right now, but just understand we will create this token. It's going to provide some authentication capabilities and some privileges for the scripts to run on your virtual machine. But what we want to do is we don't want to give that complete access. So just click on the Show All Scopes option here, and then make sure you only tick on the Read and Manage scope next to Agent Pools. We're just going to give this a name of Pat Deploy Agents. And you could, if you want to, go and actually set the expiration to just be 1 day, because you don't really need to have this for a very long period of time. Okay, so we'll go ahead. I'll click on Create. And then just understand that you're going to be given the PAT personal access token straight away. This is the only time you're going to be able to see your PAT, so make sure you take a copy of that and store that somewhere safe. All right, so I've taken a copy of that PAT. I can go ahead and close that down. Now what we actually want to do is we want to go ahead and create a virtual machine within our Azure subscription, but really that server could be anywhere within our Azure subscription that we can use for our Azure pipelines. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a new tab, and I'm going to paste in the link that is associated with the deploy button included within the instructions for this video. If you actually have your Azure subscription open in the same browser as the videos that you are watching, then you can just go ahead and click on the Deploy to Azure button. Otherwise, copy that link, paste it in, and go ahead and press Enter. That's going to bring you to a custom deployment page that we can go ahead and fill out, and will ensure that we get everything up and running that we need for our virtual machine to be a self-hosted agent. So I'm going to go ahead, create a new resource group. We're just going to call this ADO Agents RG, and click on OK. I'll place this in the region that suits me, which is Australia East. You can place that wherever you like. I'm going to leave the virtual machine name as is. I'll change the username and password details there. And then I'll go ahead and I'll actually leave all of the other settings as is. There shouldn't really be any need to change anything here, unless perhaps you've got a virtual network which currently overlaps, in which case you can change those details. But for the fields that you definitely will need to change, make sure you paste in the PAT that you created just a moment ago, and then you're going to need the DevOps URI. So for that, we can browse back to our Azure DevOps tab at the top here, and I can take a copy of that complete link like you see. Now this is the same sort of link that you'll want to paste in here, https://dev.azure.com/your organization name for the organization that you set up. Otherwise, that should be everything that we need. So we'll go ahead, click on Next for Review and Create, and then go ahead and click on Create. Now this will take some time, so through the magic of video, I'll speed things up and pop back shortly. All right, now that can take a little bit of time, especially for the custom script extension, which is the final task to complete. But once that is ready to go, you should be able to navigate over to your Azure DevOps Organization, browse back into your organization settings, and once again, we're going to scroll down on the left-hand side and choose Agent Pools, and then navigate into Default. Now, if we browse into the Agent section, you should now see that the virtual machine has been added here and it's online, ready to go. So everybody, that's actually all there is to it for this demo. If you did follow along, if you needed to, you should now have your own virtual machine up and running in your Azure subscription. Just bear in mind that that will cost money. So what you could choose to do is turn it off whenever you are not performing any pipeline tasks within Azure DevOps. However, if you are going ahead to follow along with other demonstrations where we will create some pipeline tasks, then you can leave this running and you can use it to complete the tasks within your pipeline. So everybody, that's a wrap. Thanks for joining me.